right. I think we're live. Hello. Let's make sure. Hopefully. A little bit of lag here. You never know with YouTube. Looks like it's going. Okay. I'm just waiting for it to show up here on the old chablet. All right. There we go. Sweet. So, hey, everybody. I haven't streamed in like a year and change because I've been working on this video game you might have heard of called Avowed. So, yeah, I got to write the soundtrack for Avowed. It's a new AAA title from Obsidian, which is like the coolest thing I've ever done in my entire life. And now I actually get to play it. This is my first time playing the release build of the game, but I've already played, I don't even know, 200 some hours in this game with all the, time I've had to spend playing it for writing the score and stuff. I need to silence my phone. There we go. So yeah, that's why I haven't really streamed or been posting much, and now it's out in the early access period if you bought the premium edition, I believe it's called, and the game itself comes out on the 18th. It's also coming to Game Pass, I believe is what it's called, for Xbox. If you have an Xbox, you can get Game Pass and you get a bunch of games, I think is how that works. I don't have an Xbox, so I don't really know. But yeah, so that's why I've been a little bit busy. And now we're back. I got an ultra-wide monitor. I've bought a bunch of new instruments. It's been a very busy year, to say the least. So anyways, that is all to say, welcome back to Streaming with Venus, everybody. So cheers to y'all. Got the obligatory drink, 2 George's rye whiskey. And then, of course, we have our good friend, the Chablet. So say, hey, Chablet, that's you. You are the Chablet, and the Chablet is within you. So I guess we'll give it just a moment to let everyone get here. I think we have, I can't really see anything right now because this ultra wide is still kind of confusing. Oh, we got like 150 people already. All right, cool. So yeah, what's up, everyone? It's been a little while. I'm also working on a course where I will be breaking down the soundtrack of Avowed. I hope to have that out next month. It's like 80 some videos where I break down every piece of music in the game, including the in the DAW sessions, the plugins and mixing techniques I used, and talk about how it was implemented in the game, and writing a dynamic orchestral type soundtrack and the music systems and all that sort of cool stuff, including all the music that's not actually on the official soundtrack, which if you buy the premium edition, you do get the soundtrack and the art book, like the digital soundtrack art book thing as well, which is pretty cool. I saw a version of it when I was at Obsidian a couple weeks ago, but I haven't really seen the final version of it quite yet. So yeah, welcome everybody. Chablet, what's going on, y'all? So I think it is time to play. So I'm going to get this booted up. I don't think I want to use a controller. I think I'm going to do it the other way with my hands and fingies like the Lord intended. So I'm going to boot this up, and we will get right into it. No, I didn't do any of the middleware. That was actually the audio team at Obsidian, but I did help a little bit to design bits of the music system along with Ryan Warden and Berto and Dylan and Zach and Schwa and like everybody else who worked on the audio side at Obsidian. But I had some input in how like the music was meant to be put together. Oh, all right. Hey, thank you, Richard. All right, I'm going to get the game booted here. I just have to play the build. I have to change this to the build version and not the dev version, so give me just a sec. Okay. Bonk. I have not streamed a video game in quite some time, so I apologize if there's any weirdness with that. So you should be able to hear all the audio and stuff. I hope. Okay, cool. Yep, we're good. Okay. Love it. Chills. All right. We'll let the title theme play for a sec. So good. Love this part. Well, I love the big orchestra part, but... Anyways, alright, cool. So it's all working. Let's start a new game.
Eora, a world where mortals live, die, and are reborn through the turning of the wheel, in a cycle of reincarnation, watched
The music
over
in this part was
by
so
the
hard.
gods. Our gods, some of whom love us more than others. Your home, the Adiran Empire, is treasured by Wodica, Our Lady of Law and Vengeance,
Choir
the
swells.
burned queen. But our goddess has lately turned her eyes from us, and our empire has suffered
Big
revolts,
cello.
famines, challenges to rightful rule. We lack a common purpose.
Some water phone
But
in
we
there.
could find it in the living lands, a rich and lawless island settled by fugitives, wanderers,
The dump back there is
exiles,
awesome.
and us. Yet the more we free this place from danger,
Some,
the more
Duduk
the
in
land
here.
fights back. And now, as our colonists crowd into Paradise, the last safe city, the locals find themselves crowded out. Many years ago, you were born to a family in our Adiran Empire, and in a rare turn of the wheel, you came into this world, a godlike, touched by a patron god in the womb. To some, a blessing; to many, an abomination. You grew up an outsider, but I saw potential in you. Potential and an opportunity. And within my court, you found purpose. Now I call upon your vow to our empire and name you my envoy. Venture forth in the name of your homeland and secure our future.
Bum, bum, bum. Okay, the audio's a little different. Give me a sec. I can try to fix that. I haven't streamed in forever, I'm sorry. And I like new computer build, new monitor, new streaming stuff, so this is... We're kind of flying by the wire here a bit. I will turn the game down by like maybe 8. We'll try like 6 dB. That should be fine. 6 minus 6, 6.4, whatever. Man, do I want to be like the handsome guy or Beardy McBeardwood? I like this guy with the hater shades. I haven't seen any of these actually. I want to be an elf. It's like a randomize button. I thought there was a randomize. It's been a second though. Oh yeah, there we go. I want to be a little bit bald. With a big magical beard. Bright blue beard though. Big freaky eyes. that are really far apart. And 2 different eyes. I want one creepy red eye, and then 1 weird white eye. Except I can't see my other eye. How about... Oh, yeah, eh? That's a look there. Ridiculous eyebrows. Hey, how you doing? Now we're talking. Oh, makeup? I didn't know they added makeup. Oh, no, I want the scribbly one. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. Some cool scars. Gotta do eyeliner. Amount. I want all the eyeliner. Bright pink. I can't see you through my hater shades. And some forehead paint. Yeah. That's my guy. What do I want to be? I always play as a war hero. We're under flood warning again. But I'll be a scout this time. Give me... I would rather be mighty than smart. Alright, and that should be good. Since we're just streaming, I'm gonna play on easy, I guess. What's my name? That's a good question. In honor of Ben, I'm gonna go with Hot Pepsi. They call me Hot Pepsi. Alright, let's do it. This cutscene took forever to make the music for. The tree dog. Oh no.
What do you know of the living lands? The rumors and tales are so vexing, they cannot be true.
The chords in this part.
They are. Those untamed wilds, overgrown with the most curious wonders and the most dreadful abominations. There beats a dark pulse within the heart of
all these voices were really cool to make too.
Vile stirs beneath the earth.
I made that with native instrument stuff.
And decay, a corruption growing beyond everything it touches.
Big chords.
Its foul tendrils reach towards us to lash out at the Empire itself.
French horns.
I command you, go to the living lands, find the roots, and if necessary, sever them. You are my one.
Yeah, the sound in this game is incredible. The guys at Obsidian, the whole team, just amazing work on the sound.
Of an empire rest upon you.
Only temporary sound was in these when I was doing the music for them. They redid all the sound after the fact. For most of them, anyway. Yeah, I would probably spend like maybe 1 or 2 days on each cutscene, give or take. Some were really quick though, because they're only like 10 seconds long. All right, I'm gonna have to slow myself down because I know these first missions by heart, but we're just gonna try and experience it together, and I can show you some things because I figured we would talk maybe a little more about how the music works in this game and like the music systems we designed. I actually got the score gig because the production director, Ryan, was a big fan of my YouTube channel and my music and stuff, and he actually used my free instrument Noxua I made with UVI to write the temp music, which we'll talk about here in a minute. But the fortress up there, he wrote the temp music for that using one of my free instruments, and then he was also listening to my music while he was on the drive to get a haircut and was like, I should hire that guy. The volume of the soundtrack. Yeah, yeah, sound design and scoring are totally separate. Yeah, I can adjust the audio mix of the game. Give me a sec. How about music? That's global volume. Effects volume. I think this should be okay. We'll try.
Over here.
Hi, Garrick. Again.
You're alive.
I am.
Thank the gods I pulled you out the wreck when I did.
Thank you.
I wasn't about to let the Emperor's envoy die on my watch.
Thanks, buddy.
It'll take more than a shipwreck to kill me.
At least the journey's not completely lost.
I have to voice act my
I
own
heard
envoy.
The cannons. I couldn't. We.
Let's start with names. Who are you?
The name's Garrick, sir. Quarter gunner, 3rd Adiran Fleet.
my name is Hot Pepsi. Good to meet you.
We spoke on the voyage. Never thought we'd end up like this. I've been here before. We've got an outpost on this island, but
Something's not right here, is it?
Well, goddamn, you're perceptive.
I saw flashes, envoy. It weren't the storm that wrecked our ship. It was cannon fire, and it could only have come from that fort up the hill. It makes no sense. No one fires on their own countrymen,
Unless the fort's been infiltrated by enemy agents.
That's what I'm afraid of too. In the meantime, you survived. That means we're not scuppered yet. As long as you're here, the Emperor's mission can still go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I know.
I know the place to start.
All right.
Adier's got an embassy, and
I know,
once
buddy.
we make it there, we can regroup. I hate to say, we need supplies.
I'm sorry, I've had this
If our ships
conversation
have
about
been captured,
400
they'll need
times.
our help. Thank you.
I will say, this game has one of the most interesting conversation systems I've ever seen, because it's like every conversation is not like just a branching menu, it's actually a set of like entirely different dialogue trees and the options you can choose. It's crazy.
I don't understand. Why would they fire on us?
Hopefully that music mix is good.
No use. Well.
Let's get some stuff and get on our way. Anything over here? Some raw fish. Alright. Alright, let's do it. Yeah. I think we could play in third person too. I've never tried it. But I'm gonna stick with this, I think. So yeah, you'll hear in the music, it's pretty ambient, but like there's a little more melody because we're seeing like pretty things. But as we get into more like not looking at anything cool, it'll take that away. But like over here, you'll hear like a little more music swell in, and that was Alberto and the region designers of the game did some amazing work with the music system that I wanted, where like I want the music to swell up when it feels really natural to do so, instead of just being like, music all the fucking time, because that drives me nuts.
No! The fort's lit their distress beacon. We've got to hurry.
Alright, so we're gonna do a fight. Yeah!
weren't the troops
What up?
doing patrols?
Oh. Combat music is also obviously dynamic, so it adapts based on the threat level and can go up and down at any point, which is really cool. Music is partially location-based, and sometimes queued up to time with specific events. It depends, which is really cool.
What's up ahead?
But that made the music a nightmare to write for this game, because it's like, well, it needs to come together in like 12 different ways. And I didn't have long to write the soundtrack. I had to write the soundtrack in about 7 months. So it was like, okay, I need to make
Those should rally us.
a dynamic orchestral soundtrack in 7 months that's like, 2 or 3 hours worth of music. So this is the section where the production director of the game wrote some music using one of my free instrument libraries. We're about to walk into it now. And I think you'll see why he picked my library. And the music here is so good. I love it.
It's a bloodbath. They've torn the place apart from the inside.
This is all made with a double bass going through like multi-band processing stuff, and then lots of like waterphone and spectral synthesizers and really weird stuff. Super fun cue. But I think you can see why he was like, man, Venus Theory might be a good fit for this. So he used my Noxua instrument to write temp music for this. Which I've never heard. I should ask him to send me his temp music if he ever saved it. And that theme there, da, 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 that's established with a piano that's run through like a bunch of granular stuff, and then overdubbed with a viola. What's going on, Garrick? What are you thinking about, buddy? What do you think? I'm guessing he's dead. My perception tells me he didn't make it.
I remember some of the soldiers praying around that Madra pillar,
Oh, yeah?
hoping to help their souls find the beyond.
Hmm.
We rise from slumber. Is it you?
That's the double bass and all the spectral multiband stuff. Super fun. The lead on the game, Carrie, was really heavily influenced by Annihilation, which I'm sure a lot of you know about. And my goal with part of the soundtrack was to find like the Annihilation synth sound, but made with acoustic elements. So that was actually where that double bass came in, that we just heard there right now. Trying to make like the Annihilation synth, but with a double bass sound.
Careful.
Whoa, the hidden entrance! No way!
Invaders in the garden.
Bonk!
Is this what they were like?
You look more fucked up than I do, buddy. Let's get some of the secret loot.
I don't understand. How could our own people sink to this?
I know. It do be like that. I'm gonna put on my vambraces, and let's go. Horn swells. Get my shield. What is that? Another dream last night. Mushrooms growing in my breastplate. Tear them out. Tear them out. Whoever finds this, the roots grow from the head. Sorry, I keep getting like storm alerts on my phone.
Roots? Why is she talking about roots?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out, Garrick.
Let's put its guard up. Hit it with everything you've got.
Bonk. Ah. What up?
Make short work of them.
I just kind of want to get through the prologue so we can get into like the really cool parts of the game. So I'm just going to kind of speed run this. But you can hear like the combat music here evolves based on like how advanced the threats are. Lots of world instruments and different drums and stuff. That's a, I think that's a alpenhorn. That low, like, thing. Ah! You shithead. That's what you get messing with hot Pepsi.
Guess you've got mine.
Alright. Onwards we go. Should eat some of this. How does testing the music in the game work? Do you play through early, beta, open, number? Pretty much, you know, write the music, stem the music, get the music put in the middleware, play the game, see how the music works. If it doesn't work, do it again.
Over here.
Hello, Alora.
Stay back.
I'm not catching
I'm not
whatever's
catching
on
whatever's
your
on your
head.
Easy.
You mean a god gave you that face? Touched your soul and everything?
That's right.
Never seen one of your kind before. I always heard folks say you were blessed. Looks more like a curse to me.
What do you mean I look cursed? Look at me.
Will you shut up or should I make you? Enough about me. What brings you here?
Because the soldiers put me here. Now, am I getting out or not?
That's the Imperial envoy you're talking to. Show some respect.
The Imperial? Shite, I should have known you were Adherents too. Funny you survived while all your friends here went belly up. That'd be a first. Adir's had their boot on Paradise since their first soldiers came. Did you not think we liked it that way? I have to...
Okay.
You said...
I've had this conversation so many times too.
The day I came, then the killing started. They went. I told you, they weren't right. When the storm came,
Spectral-based
they fired
thing.
the cannons. Their faces changed. That soldier in here tried to strangle me. I had to defend myself.
Hang on. You said their faces changed? But that man's face looks normal.
He still did it.
I've got a bad feeling about this. It doesn't make sense. What if she murdered that soldier and she's just trying to cover it up?
All right. Well, what do we think, chat? Should we free her or kill her? I think I can make a poll. Oh, can I not do it from here? Can't do that. Well, I'm just gonna wing it. I'm inclined to believe her.
At least one of you is listening. Look, we don't have to like each other, but we can all get out alive. I left my boat at the edge of the...
All right. I know. Let's just go. Let's get her out of here, Garrick.
They blocked it off when things went. You can find a way.
All right, let's do it. Because I'm sure a lot of you have seen the prologue already, too, so I'm just going to kind of bonk through this. Put my weapons away. What's in the backpack? Sure. A spoiled cucumber. The effect is 100% food poisoning. What a handy feature. What do you got? Essence potion. Alright, now we got our bow. Sweet. Let's get that out of the way. Doink!
Nice work.
Thanks, Garrick. Woo! What are we getting here? A new robe, the key. Oh, pick up the key. Sweet. Was there any mastering involved? Yep, I did all of the writing, mixing, and mastering right here in my home studio. And then the producer was Ryan Warden.
At least you got around to trusting me eventually.
Thanks, Alora. Let's go, honey. We got things to do in the living lands. Lots of stuff. So we're gonna go this way.
Massacre each other. They just...
I almost guarantee I can complete the prologue faster than anyone. The amount of times I've had to play this to test this music. Oh man, the combat sounds so good now. I know they did some final mix touch-ups on the game before I got this version. Super atmospheric. Thanks. Yeah, that was kind of the goal, which we'll talk about when we get to the actual island here, of how the music system really works and why I wanted it to do that.
Tall grass.
All right. Bonk.
Like lion. Did your god give you that power too?
More coming. Stay down. Don't get us killed.
Big horns. All right, come on. Come on. You know, Elora, if you wanted to do anything other than stand there. All right, let's go, guys. So yeah, once we walk out here, you'll hear the music actually changes. So this would be a location-based change. Is there equivalent to picture lock? Yes and no. I mean, there are deadlines for, like, music for X needs to be done by this date, but, of course, in game development, things can always kind of be in flux.
Fire spell in there.
But there are sort of, like, you know, hey, this needs to be done by, like, this time.
Work of the brambles.
Alright.
Mugren's fury in the book.
Alright, get some essence.
How should we do this?
What I think we should do is get the bow and drop some fireballs on these guys.
Now you've done it.
Which I don't know if I've seen anyone streaming do that quite yet. Oh, eat my ass. Come on, run. Bonk. All right. God, I hate these things. Get this last guy. Oh god, the big guy. Come on. You big fucking lizard. Bonk. Played way too much Battlefield for you to sneak up on me like that. Alright. A set time for how long each track was supposed to be. Yes, that was actually from the direction of the producer. Typically, ambient music for exploration was between about 4 to 8 minutes in most cases. Keyboard and mouse playing with currently, but it does have controller support because it's also on Xbox, so Steam. My wife played it earlier with a controller. Alright, boss fight.
You can't kill
which has
me.
unique music.
No one can kill me.
I'll swim across the sea.
He always reminds me of Lord Farquaad from
Whatever's
Shrek.
on their faces, it gets into their heads.
I'm no expert on soul plagues.
Yeah, BT, wait till we get to the docks. It has one of my favorite cues in the game.
Now I get why you were scared of my face.
It's uncanny.
No, it isn't. You're a godlike. He's... well, look at him. He's sick.
Who disturbs us?
It's me, Hot Pepsi.
You're staring. Stop staring at me. Are you going to bind me too?
Steady yourself. Please.
You're wasting your...
You trick.
You can't even understand us, can you?
Spreading weeds.
Alright,
You can...
let's get this going, because I want to get into the cool parts.
I thought he could be rabid, but it doesn't manifest this way. Or actually, you killed your own men. You need to pay.
I didn't ask for this. I asked only for
The
my
cutscene
place
music
in the
is
sun.
preset, but cutscenes are rendered in real time.
You return death to us.
Envoy, this could come to blows. Keep your guard up.
Good perception, Garrick.
Feed the roots. Kill the rot.
All right, let's do this.
I regret this.
Now you've done it.
Yoink. Oh, man. Almost got me there, Farquaad. Oh, shit. Bonk. All right. Cool. Give me your stuff. I want this thing.
Now look at him.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but at least he's not suffering.
What clothes have we got? Not really anything too grand yet. All right. Lord Farquaad is dead. Let's go. Whoa. It's the voice. No way. I love you. I love your work.
You have returned. We felt your presence like dew on a leaf. We wake. Heed us.
Envoy, you're right.
The game with the creepy submarine. That was Beneath. I didn't write the soundtrack for that one. We just did that one for fun on a stream, like a year ago or so.
I heard a voice.
A voice? What did it say?
It was nothing. I'm fine.
He didn't deny it.
Do I look like I'm
So you did
anything
hear
but fine, my brother?
Now,
No.
I probably hit my head in the shipwreck.
Well, I've been round Ardra my whole life.
And it
They
never spoke to me.
I don't think it spoke to,
To anyone. Not even godlikes.
Not even God likes.
That's
Godlikes.
some gift.
That's some gift. I look so fucking horrifying. So I'm unusual? Even for people like me?
Sure seems like it. Now, we've still got to get to Paradise.
All right.
Just up ahead.
You
God,
better have a
I
boat
hope
there,
you're telling
Alora,
the truth.
or I'm gonna be madder than hell.
Way.
And this is also a location-based music change. Beautiful game, though.
Boat! There it is.
No way.
Thank the gods it's still here.
Here. Get on.
There!
In the distance. It's Paradise.
So,
The smuggler wasn't lying.
My name's
Alora,
Alora,
you know.
Don't question it. Get on.
You find the wind, I'll trim the sails. Look, if this is the soul plague the Emperor sent you to find, we have to stop it. You have to stop it, no matter what it takes.
Cello line there.
I've heard rumors about folk changing out in the hinterlands. I thought they were just that. You know, stories. I never imagined it'd be like this.
Everything leaves a trail. I'll follow the plague back to its source.
I don't know how, but if anyone can find a way, it's you.
You get on before I leave without you.
That chord change underneath.
Aye, onward to
Paradise. Let's go. All right, now we get to hear one of my favorite cues in the game. So now we get to do the real fun stuff. That was the prologue. I probably should have played that before I started streaming, but figured we'd start from the beginning.
Never thought I'd be glad to sail here with a smuggler.
If anyone asks, you never met me.
And this is like, the first time I played this game, dude, my jaw was like on the floor. Like, this is ridiculous looking to me.
He's out on official business. That's all you need to know.
All right.
Hey! Turn around and sail back to wherever you came from. This dock is reserved
The chord
for
changes in
Imperial
this track are
honor.
so good. I love it. And
And
it's in
he's late.
5/8, I think,
Probably
just to
died
kind of
at
give you this
sea.
like adventure
Good
sense.
riddance.
I am the
Wait,
envoy.
you're Fuck.
Name's Hot Pepsi,
Nice.
darling. Watch your mouth.
Forgive me, envoy. I meant nothing by it. A slip of the tongue. Can we start over? Name Cynric, captain of the local militia. We're a scrap
No, I
bunch.
didn't have to
We know
upgrade to
our
play
way
the
around
game. I just had to
Paradise.
upgrade to get more
Unlike
storage.
most
The
of
final
you couldn't
soundtrack for
find
this
their
game
ass
is, I
with
think,
both your
almost... It's like 600 or
Present
700
company
gigabytes,
excluded.
somewhere in there.
They told me you were godlike, but I didn't know what to expect. Your face, it's
Handsome, regal, authoritative.
You're doing great.
Thanks, Kai.
forgive me, again. We're having a bit of an no doubt.
Anyways, we have to go save somebody. That's the point of this conversation.
Then
I work alone, don't slow me down. Now we have Kai. Let's look at the music.
You're glad to be on dry land after that voyage. Come on, let's get you some breakfast.
Such a good chord progression in this track. A lot of physical modeling instruments. These little bells in the background here are not real at all.
Please, how hard is it to answer a question?
It's like a fake, physically modeled tongue drum.
They're tearing my
I'm in
mouth
search
apart.
of lost treasures. Have you heard any
I think the drums will kick in if we go over here. Oh,
That lighthouse has been under repair since Adirran ships began filling the
there's the drums. Yeah, 5/8. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Yep. I mean, dude, come on. Like, this is peak gaming to me. Of like, this is what Oblivion and Morrowind looked like to me when I was, 12 playing those. So to get the opportunity to write the score for a game like this, like, holy shit, man. Yeah, exactly. So the music has all stems, so the engine puts it together in real time. It did release an early access with the premium edition, and it releases on Game Pass, and full releases on the 18th. But the soundtrack is out now on everything. All right, Kai. So I want to show you guys the lighthouse. This is one of my favorite moments in the game. And besides this song we're listening to right now, I think this has such a great sense of, like, we're ready to go on an adventure. I'm so proud of this song. Anyways, so the first time I played this game, I walked through here and listened to all these conversations and whatever, but I saw that lighthouse and I was like, I have to go there. And we designed the music system, like we said, to be adaptive, but also position-based, because I get really annoyed when I'm playing a big fantasy game and, like, the music is just incessantly there the whole time. So I really wanted it to be, like, ambient and unobtrusive, but, like, when it hits, it has to hit. Because that's when it's important for music. Like, the music should sound like what you're feeling at every moment. That was kind of the goal. And being very much a minimalist, I don't want big orchestra stuff all the time. So here right now, as we're just kind of like vibing, the music's very out of the way. And that's how it's meant to be. But we see this lighthouse, right? So we're like, man, that looks pretty cool. I should go over there. And you'll hear as we get closer, more bits of the music kind of start to happen and come in. And just wait until we get to the top. But this is the first thing I did, and this was the first piece of in-game music I wrote besides the cutscenes. I did the cutscenes first, but this was the first track I wrote for the actual gameplay, which we're hearing a bit of right now. But when we get to the top, oh man. I also did some of those sound effects you hear when we discover things. I made some of the sounds, and then the sound design team did some, like, tweaks to them to make them a little cooler.
If this can hold me, you'll be fine. Just don't look down.
Thanks, Kai. You kind of sound like me, but different. So now we're getting more melody. Like, we're getting some of these lead lines. And it's getting a little bigger. But just like playing this game and seeing this view, and then especially here. Just gotta not fuck this up. Ah. Wabba. Yeah, here we go. Mmm. Like, just taking in this view. Big, full orchestra. Like 180 players, I think, was the final count. Ish. Chills, man. Fucking chills when I played this for the first time and heard this. When the first time I heard this music in the game, like, I legit cried a bit. So good. Anyways. Another big go around of the orchestra, I think. The tension. Here we go. So good, man. Yeah, super epic, and then a big God chord here. Just huge inversions. Big sus4, major 7 in there. Little quiet moment. Ah, so fucking good, man. All right, Kai, let's do it. Yeet! There we go. So that was the moment that, like, as soon as I did that, I closed the game and wrote that whole song. I will actually, next month is the goal, but next month I have a course releasing where I break down my entire work on the soundtrack and talk about how all the tracks were made, all the plugins I used, the mixing techniques, how we did the mastering, how we did all the stems, like how the music system works. I think it's like almost 10 hours of video. So it's a very long course, but that'll be out hopefully next month. But yeah, man, just fucking chills and like opportunity of a lifetime to get to put that feeling into a game. You know, like that music there is exactly how that view made me feel. So to get the opportunity to like write that and hear that in a game was like easily the coolest thing I've ever done. I don't know if I'll ever do anything cooler than this game. This may very well be the peak of my career, and like honestly, completely fine with that.
Look, parody's a matter.
Oh no. Let's get these guys. I just don't want to fight the fucking bears. New fight music here. Different fight music for every region. All adaptive, of course. How do I get up there? Ow! Dick. Come on. Bonk. There we go. You bet, Kai. Doing the Lord's work, buddy. It's funny because, like, I played versions of this where the layout of this was, like, completely different. So I, like, don't really remember how to get to all this stuff in some spots.
You got everything you need to fix up your armor. Let's head to camp.
Alright, Kai. Let's head to camp. You're right. Isn't there more Paradisum Letter? But the name of this song is No Walls Can Hold This Place. And it's funny, all of the ambient music you hear right now is actually underneath that orchestra the whole time. So when I had to write the music for the soundtrack, I effectively had to write each song 5 different ways, or 7 different ways in some cases, depending on the music system. And it had to make sense in any combination of those ways. Kind of a big pain. But super cool.
Left these beacons all over the island. They're good for finding your way around.
I don't want to fight those. Where do we go to camp? Uh-oh.
You're mine now.
Alright, let's do it. Big celly staccato line there. French horns. Oh shit. Oh shit. When did they have spiders here? Ah! Ah! Okay. Go away. What are you doing, Kai? What are these things? God, the combat sound effects are great now. Those hits sound super meaty in my headphones now. Alright, we need to go to... Whoops. Well. Do you prefer the process or the product? It's hard to say. I really like the process insofar as that, like, it's one of the most unique collaborative experiences to work on the soundtrack for a game, because you're utilizing music in such an interesting and non-linear way that ultimately serves to represent, like, a greater piece of work. But, like, getting to actually play and experience the game and, like, just being, like, a gamer nerd, ultimately, like, getting to write the soundtrack for a game and then get to play the game and hear my music underneath, like, that's dope. Like, that's a pretty hard feeling to be. Like, the first time I booted this up and heard my theme in the menu was like, holy fucking shit, I can't believe I did that. The soundtrack lossless download on Steam. I think in the premium edition you get the soundtrack and art book. I don't know if it's lossless. I don't know what Steam streams in, but I know on Tidal there's like the master versions or whatever. I don't use Spotify. I'm a Tidal person. Oh yeah, and this, you'll hear the melody and the bells there is actually the Avowed. Da, 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 da. Lots of themes and motivic development stuff throughout the score. Just tons of theming stuff. It took ages to design all the character themes and whatnot. What do I want to upgrade? What can I upgrade? Kai, you said I had all the stuff I need. Oh, I guess I can upgrade this. Let's upgrade that. And I want to... Oh, I can't equip there. Okay, whatever.
Nice work.
I know.
Work. That'll help against whatever we face out there.
Alright. I think we're good. Is this on Mac? I don't think so. Xbox and Game Pass. All right, let's go into the next section of the game. This is just the beginning for you. Yeah, let's hope, man. I'd love to do another big game like this. The next one I'm doing is Ground Branch, which is an action RPG, or not action RPG, sorry, action shooter, like FPS is what I meant to say. All right, I think that's all the questions so far.
Even Pargrunan.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it, to see all the change over the years. Oh yeah, that's the line. Kai says, not even Pargrunan walls could hold this place. That's where the title of this song, No Walls Can Hold This Place, comes from. Little factoid there for you. Oh yeah, and the Zorup's dance, which is funny.
You take lead.
You can sneak up on him dancing. Adapted music here. Those lead string lines you only hear in certain locations. Bonk! Bonk! Ow! Yeah, man, the sound effects team did such a good job on the combat sounds. That sounds amazing now. I believe that combat track, it's not on the soundtrack, it's called Take Out Their Tongues, because when you kill a Zorup, you can take out their tongue. Another fun trivia bit. Yeah, let's go over to here. What's the rarest, hardest to find music cue in the game? Some of the endings. There's special music for every version of the ending. One of them is the rarest ending. I will say that. Obviously don't want to spoil anything. But yeah, some of the ending cutscenes are very hard to get to, and there's music you'll only hear if you get to them. As well as in the second region of the game, there's a major story event in the second part of the game where, depending on the choices you make, you may or may not get a whole sequence of the game and a whole special piece of music. Alright, now we gotta do the bears. I fucking hate the bears in this game. Every time. Oh my god. Ah, god damn it. Come on. Thank you, Kai. Ugh, the bears are brutal.
What seeps through here? Who poisons us? We cannot see.
Another fun thing, a little factoid, is all of the character themes are actually part of the same whole melodic line, and I will say a lot of themes are actually hidden in the title song of the game. One of the things I think I'm most proud of with the soundtrack, though, is actually that the Envoy, the player character, their theme adapts based on the choices you make in the game. So I thought it was really cool that the Envoy's theme is not just the Envoy's theme, but it's actually your Envoy's theme, because choice plays so much into this game. So your character theme and all the cutscenes and stuff will adapt based on the choices and stuff you make. Which was really important to me to do that. Probably because I'm a massive fucking dork. Alright, I want to get my wand and grimoire.
I can take care of that if you want.
No, I got it, Kai. Oh, that was a grenade. Sorry. I'd love to sneak past the bears. Yeah, Pillars of Eternity, I need to finish them. I played a little bit of them while I was kind of learning about the game and the world and whatever, but haven't finished them yet. They're very long games, though. Different combat music here. Ah! Stun locked. Shit. Ow! Stun locked again, damn it. Oh my god, my stamina is bad. This is bad. This is bad. Alright. Alright, I gotta get this guy with the spear. Jesus. Get my ass handed to me. This is embarrassing. Okay. Give me some of that. What do you got? Give me a health potion. Dude, kill the bear! What have you been doing this whole time, Kai? Just hanging out? Not a petting zoo. Kill the damn thing. Yeah, let me do all the work, you blue fishy bastard. Alright, watching your videos for years, also a huge Pillars fan. Wildest crossover. Yeah, no shit, right? It's crazy. Yeah, playing it after working on it is super fun. This is the first time I've really gotten to play the game, like, for fun. I'm not gonna kill that bear. Thank you, Aman Rashad, looking for the soundtrack. Best score in music at IGN. Yeah. Yeah, I would probably shit my pants if that ever happened.
It is close.
I mean, I about shit myself when I saw I got an email from Obsidian asking to, like, work on music for their game. This region has lovely exploration music, too. I believe this is called Overgrowth in the soundtrack. You actually wrote some of the music for this game. I wrote all of it. So the entire soundtrack is mine. If you look at Avowed, it says music by Venus Theory. This guy. Right here.
That's the clavicle.
And then got to use, like, a couple of Justin Bell's themes.
Are you blind? We're being hunted. Get rid of the bear. Are you blind? We're being hunted.
The bear boss
Get rid
fight.
of the bear.
Okay.
We'll talk after.
Fine.
Take your best and roll.
Oh, it's frost resistant, is it? Shit. Need more mana. That was a waste. Ah! Alright, come on. You big hairy bastard. Okay, I need my... What does the spear do in damage? My axe does 5. Okay, how about I'm gonna get my bow. Yeah. Alright, if we can stun the bear enough, I should be able to just walk up and bonk him. Ah! Jesus. There we go. Why is it all gross? It says Dream Thrall right there because of the Dream Scourge. God damn it. Which is the plague that's afflicting the living lands, and that's the thing that the player character has been tasked with solving, is like, why is everything sick here? I would just love to stun lock the bear. I'm gonna have to, like, kite it around here. Need better weapons. Ah! Damn it! Come on. Come on. There we go. Oh my god.
Take that, you monstrosity!
Ugh.
Well done!
I hate that fight. That bear kills me every time.
Oh, poor bastard. One of Ludwine's toy soldiers. I never even learned their name.
Thanks, handsome Bob. Alright,
Not that it would have done us any good.
Dying to know how you blended orchestral instruments, ethnic instruments, and synth elements so well. Hope you make a video on this. Yeah, I've said before, I'm producing a course on my work on the soundtrack, which should be out next month. Hopefully. It's like 80 plus videos breaking down how I wrote the soundtrack and how all the music works and stuff.
It was the bear. Like,
and then I'll be producing like a video for my channel about the whole thing. I'm just gonna skip the dialogue if that's okay. Just so we can play a little more.
Come to us. Commune with us.
How many hours on that? I spent about 8 months on the project in total, but I only had 6 months really to write the whole soundtrack, which was a lot. You know, that was a big task. It was a lot of very stressful days for like 6 straight months. But, I mean, couldn't be happier with the way it turned out. I think the score is so cool. Like, fits in the game so well. Naturally, I'm a little bit biased, but, you know. Oh yeah, we gotta talk to the Audra again.
It is you. Come closer. We feared you were but a dream. We wake from seasons of slumber. We have been waiting.
I love the voice design on this.
We were drowning in our nightmare, and you.
Anyways, special music here.
Yes, it is. We feel if an
all right, we get it. I will help you.
For a favor, then, this
I wonder if there's some character themes hidden in that music, said everybody. Did you do the music for the trailers? No, all the trailers were done by, like, third-party trailer people, or stock music or something, I don't know. Let go of your connection with the music and immerse yourself in the game. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. At this point, it's nice, because, like, the game is done, the soundtrack's done, so it's just, like, mentally I've compartmentalized that and just put it on a shelf over there, so to speak, where it's like,
what?
You know, now I can just play it for the sake of playing it.
You, Inquisitor, not that.
All right, let's go meet Ludwine. There was another question. Sorry. How does it feel playing the game and hearing your music? I mean, just like totally dream come true. You know, to be like, man, I made this. That's pretty fucking neat. But yeah, I mean, God, the area artists. Like, this is beautiful, man.
Can't she?
And this isn't even the best looking region in the game. Nice solo cello line there. Lots of granular stuff in the background here too.
I'd heard godlikes have strange powers.
Very a lot of like water phones and weird experimental bits.
Guess your emperor really did seem the right person for the job, huh?
Is that some loot?
You have your work cut out for you.
Loot.
Enjoy the calm while you can.
Thanks, Kai.
Let's talk the next time.
The path to paradise.
All right, now we get to do a cutscene. Oh. Big music again. Wow. I was probably supposed to go slower there so that music would be better, but I just want to get to the cutscene to show you how cutscenes work. Not my first soundtrack, no, but my first, like, oh shit. Whoops. My first, like, major game soundtrack, obviously. What synth did you use the most? Hard to say. Probably a lot of like native instruments, Ashlight and Farlight, which are like granular things. A lot of lores and fables for sure, and then a lot of Dawsum Abyss, a lot of Archuria pigments, a lot of my custom pigments patches. I designed a whole bunch of pigments patches for this game too. A little bit everything, really. And then most of the orchestral stuff is done with East-West Composer Cloud, Hollywood Strings and Opus, things like that. And then some live recording in here. I recorded some flutes and, you know, live cello and violin and viola, and my bowed banjo is on the soundtrack. I even got to do my wife's voice. My wife does the vocals on one of the final tracks in the game, which is really cool. Very special to me. No, didn't get to do a live orchestra. We only had 6 months in the end to turn around the rest of the soundtrack, so everything is, for the most part, like samples or like some live overdubs, but I did everything myself. And did it all from here, from a spare bedroom, effectively. And also did all the mixing and mastering right here in my home studio, which is really, really neat. And then, yeah, the other live lines, it was just stuff I did here, but it ties into the game's story a bit. I won't spoil that, but what stuck out to me about this game was that it's not really a hero's journey, it's more of like a hero's mystery. And that was the thing I really latched onto. So I wanted sort of an uncanny valley factor to the music all the time, and because we had to use samples, it was like, how do we use that to our advantage? Like, how do we do things using samples and such that we would not be able to conduct live? Like, the big orchestra, when we went to the top of the lighthouse, is like 180 players. We would have never been able to do that live. And, I mean, maybe we could have, but it would have cost way too much and taken way too much time. But lots of experimental sample use just to push the nature of, like, what a fantasy game soundtrack can sound like. A lot of weird stuff, too, like recording, you know, tape loop style effects and granular processing on live elements and multi-band processing orchestral instruments, like the Dream Scourge bass we heard in Fort Northreach, and lots of stuff like that, where, like I said, if we have to use samples, how do we use that to our advantage and make something interesting? And as well, when we get into the city here, some of the instruments in the soundtrack aren't real at all. It's all physical modeling. I invented new instruments with physical modeling synths to create sounds that were specific to that region of, like, based on the people that live here, what are the instruments maybe that they've invented? What would those sound like? What types of melodies would they write with them? You know, things like that. So we'll hear that when we get into this next section. What do I think of the Witcher 3 soundtrack? Really good. I love the Witcher series soundtracks. The Witcher soundtrack was actually a big inspiration for the city we're about to get into, which maybe you'll catch. I mean, obviously I didn't, like, rip off The Witcher, but there was a very specific influence for this song, which was from Witcher 2, I believe. Some nice little winds. And yeah, huge, huge shout out to Dylan and Birdo and everybody who handled the dynamic music system. Like, it blew my mind to hear how good they made my music pull together in the game, you know? Use any UVI? Yes, lots of UVI stuff. Augmented Orchestra, mostly, and then Drone, I think, makes a few appearances. So does Aurora, and then the, orchestra, orchestral suite, sorry. So here's a cutscene. So you hear the music is linear in the cutscenes, whereas it's adaptive during exploration. So this would be an example of cutscene music where I had to write a fixed piece of music that plays the same way every time. That was created by time stretching some string runs and stuff like that. did the music for this cutscene as well. One of my favorite musical moments in cutscenes. Second favorite, maybe. I wonder if that's a character theme we just heard.
You should not be here.
The name's Hot Pepsi.
You should be free, whole, the blood feeding your veins. Why are you here? A space within emptiness, where the gods live and the dead wait. A cage, a prison. We feel the souls of multitudes, a current beneath the skin of this place.
And made all this music too, that is under the conversations.
Once,
obviously.
feel them near us. But now, we are trapped like wasps in amber. But you should be alive.
I'm dead? At least it was quick. I guess it could be worse.
Worse, you died.
Alright, anyways. You guys can play this and do all this yourself. You get it. This is gonna hurt, says the voice. Anyways. Into the city we go. So now we're getting into the song that has all the physical modeling instruments and stuff. Yes, I used Reaper for the entire score. How many hours of total music? I think it was maybe around 3 hours.
Thank the gods.
Maybe?
For a second there, I thought I had a problem on my hands.
Implementation of the music. I didn't do any of the middleware stuff. I handed it over to the sound team, and Ryan Warden, the producer and production director, we kind of came up with a music system together that also one of the area designers, Birdo, came up with. And then the audio team kind of implemented our vision for the music. But I didn't have to do any of that, because there's people whose job it is to do that, you know?
A voice? Tell me more.
An enormous, glowing figure told me it wasn't my time to die. Look at my face. You can't kill a face like this, says Hot Pepsi.
A vision of the beyond? And an ethereal manifestation? That's incredible. Your friend here carried you halfway across the city. Made quite the spectacle.
Probably not the grand imperial entrance he was aiming for. Glad to see you with us. I was sure you were already on your next trip around the wheel, but I brought you here just in case. If anyone can work a miracle, it's Liviana.
Alright, someone killed me. We gotta go find out who. We're gonna go visit the Watcher. Thanks. You've given me a lot of directions.
Not so fast. What's your stake in all this now?
I appreciate it, Kai. Let's go, buddy. Me and you, fish boy.
Hey, I had a dream about you.
So I think once we get up here, we'll hear all the physical modeling stuff in the score.
Godlike.
So this is the City of Paradise. Alright. Anyway, sorry, I'm catching up on the chat. Yeah, let's, I think if we go... Maybe over here, we'll hear all the music, like the full mix. At the market. Whoa! Actually, you know what'd be cooler? Alright, hey. Hey. Watch this. Oh, gotta run again. Whoa, 360 spin! Sick. Do you think he saw it, Kai? Let's get him to look one more time. It's like a kid at the pool. Mom, are you watching? Hey. Hey. Are you watching? You too. Hey. Hey. Okay, well she's really into water trenches, I guess. Alright, let's do it again. Whoa! Sick 360 spin. Nice. Alright, do we hear the music here? Maybe not. Maybe it's somewhere else now. But yeah, man, the city is so cool looking. I loved all the different, like, architecture designs here. That was a really big influence on the music in this region.
I wouldn't go up there, stranger. That's Sparrowhawk territory.
Alright, slutty lips.
Adherents ain't welcome around the Pearl District. Mind yourself.
I do what I want.
Smile and be yourself.
Best watch your step around here, envoy. This is my district.
You got a hell of a mustache there, buddy. Appreciate that. Whoa.
Let us in, sweetheart.
I told you, we're closed.
Big
Not
solo
for us,
line there.
you're not.
Where's the... Because that's like the theme of parodies. Da, da, da,
Men around
da, 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 da. No, no, no. Oh. Da,
Whatever a
da,
man wins
da.
at cards, he's bound to lose.
I'm trying to get it to trigger the full mix. Maybe we have to go somewhere else. Because I love the song here. It's called Parodies in the soundtrack. If you want to listen to the full version. Do we have to go up here, maybe? Oh, yeah, you can hear it there. Da-da-da-da. A little bit. Maybe we have to go to, like, the...
I always thought they should move to High Mark.
I wonder if we have to climb
Then
up
they'd
higher.
Make enough to eat.
Can I have some pigments patches? My friend Jason Graves, who scored Dead Space and Call of Duty and Far Cry Primal and some other stuff. Here it is. That instrument, not real at all. I made that. All of that's fake. So I invented that with physical modeling synthesis. That, like, plucking thing. I want the drums to come in. Maybe we have to go up here. Anyways, yeah, Jason Graves, we're making some pigments patches together. Maybe I'll demo those after we play a little more of the game here, huh? How do we... I don't know. Maybe we have to go up to trigger the full mix. Oh, we do get some unique combat music here, too.
Guess the deer and discipline doesn't abide.
Which... There it is. A little late on the trigger. Also physical modeling on that lead, I believe. Alright, way to be, Kai.
Another win.
How do we get where we're supposed to go? I think we gotta go this way. Parodies theme again. Da, da, da. Writing themes for each region was also just, like... Spent so much fucking time on that, man. Oh boy, what's that? What could it be? Oh, do I have to wait for Kai? Ooh, some gloves. Nice. What is... Oh, okay. Well, I guess we weren't supposed to find that yet, but I know where it is because I've played this game a bajillion hours now. What are we supposed to do right now? Quest. Great. I want to do this quest. Find the Watcher and report to the Ambassador. Got it. I think we get another cutscene here with another character theme, perhaps.
Envoy, I can't believe you're alive. When they dragged you to Liviana's clinic, I assumed the worst. How do you feel? Homesick already? After what you've been through, I can't say I blame you. But there's work to be done on the frontier. Good work. And I need you here at my side. Our first order of business is your purpose here in the Living Lands. You said you had a missive for me from the Emperor? Very good. I'm eager to see what our Emperor intends. Now, His Majesty names you a loyal servant of the Adiran Empire, and an extension of the throne's authority. Thank goodness. At least someone understands the gravity of our situation.
Just to answer some questions. The game's themes, mysterious, organic in nature. But there's a lot that we associate with epic hero tales musically. How a challenge was that to differentiate and create a unique sound? Super big challenge, obviously. I mean, that's a really big ask to be like, make a different sound for fantasy games. But that was kind of the mission. So a lot of it was just trying to figure out what are people's expectations for a fantasy game and the, you know, tropes of music within, and how do we use those or subvert those to create something a little different? You know, most of creativity is just breaking one rule. If you think of, like, you know, Linkin Park in the 2000s, it was like, what if we took heavy metal stuff but did hip-hop vocals and rapping? Wow, that's super creative and original. So in this case, it was like, well, what if we had an orchestra, but the orchestra, instead of like strings and woodwinds and brass and percussion, was like, the strings were like using things like lyre harps and dilrubas, and the woodwinds used like bansuris and shao flutes and duduks, and the strings would have like a cello, but maybe like a banjo that's being bowed, and the percussion could be made of like Chinese percussion and things like that. But, you know, finding the vibe was really, really hard. It took a lot of experimenting. What engine is this in? Unreal 5? I used Reason Object for the physical modeling. How did you break into making video game soundtracks, reel of video game soundtracks to pitch to developers? Yeah, I mean, mostly it was just kind of luck of the draw. All my scoring gigs have just come from my YouTube channel, and then, like, licensing work where people have licensed my music to put in their games, or they found my YouTube videos or my music or whatever and just reached out like, hey, I like your music. I'm making this game. Do you want to do that? But, like, Ground Branch, the other game I'm scoring right now, I got that because I did a stream where I was, like, making up new music for the game, and they liked it so much that they were like, hey, why don't you just come make the soundtrack? You know, and this game, I got this gig because the production director used one of my free instruments to write some temp music for the game, and he's also just been a fan of my music for, you know, years.
With that, I have better news for him.
And the YouTube channel, obviously.
You've seen how wild the Living Lands has become, both in nature and in politics.
Version of the game for inspiration or score based on images. I actually got an early build of the game to score against. So I've been playing the game for like almost a year now.
They were
Alright. Blah, 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 blah. Yep. Let's get into more of the game. Did you think about making electronic scores, synth drums? There are actually some synth drums in spots. But it needed to be... The production director, Ryan Warden, told me, we want to make recognizable fantasy, but not generic fantasy. That was kind of the goal. So, you know, again, just thinking about, like, what are the expectations of a fantasy score, and how do we subvert those? Any of the OST with live instruments, everything virtual. Some live stuff, I recorded all the live stuff here in my studio, and then mostly synthesizers, physical modeling stuff, and then some big sample libraries and stuff like that. Including some of my free decent sampler libraries got used on the OST. Any tips on how you sculpted a sharply... Oh, not really. I just trim very, very carefully.
Stay out of trouble.
How much music you wrote for the game actually gets put into the official soundtrack? I think in this case, maybe around half-ish. a lot, like the cutscenes, most of the cutscenes aren't on the soundtrack. The combat music, one of the combat songs is on the soundtrack, but most is not. And then there's a lot of other like little incidental music that's just not on the soundtrack because it's not, I don't know. It's like out of the context of the game. It's just like, here's 15 seconds of a thing that happens sometimes. So it just doesn't make sense to put that on the OST. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah, we're gonna get our ass kicked. That's the boss music level. Oh, man. Okay, this is bad. That's a lower threat level now, so we should be okay. It's funny because, like, I know the music, so I know which combat level it's playing, so I know how tough the enemies are. Well, I guess you should too, based on the music. If I did a good job, the music should tell you how tough the enemies are. So now, obviously, slightly more of a threat. Oh. This isn't good. Ah, shit. Kai, what are you doing, buddy? We gotta go, man. Come on. I think that's one of the other important things with game music, though, is like, especially as versus regular music, the importance of game music is it's also informing the player of, like, gameplay mechanics and events. So, like, you know, the music should inform you what's happening and why, or how you should relate to whatever's happening. Alright. Yeah, I'm getting hurt pretty bad. Thank you, Kai. Oh my god. Come on, buddy. Ah. Whew. That was brutal. Do we at least get some good stuff? I need to recover a bit here. Jesus. Yeah, I'm doing Ground Branch. If you play Ground Branch right now, the title music in Ground Branch is my theme song. No, I did not get to work with the voice actors, unfortunately. Soundtrack is amazing. Thank you. Is there any cowbell? No. The soundtrack to Chernobyl, yes. Yeah, I love Hildur Good, I can't say her name. Hildur, whatever, yeah, she's like one of my biggest influences, especially her work on Battlefield 2042, one of my favorite game soundtracks now. Yeah. How many pots of coffee did you drink? God, a lot of espresso, a lot of coffee. I couldn't even tell you. Some days were like 2 pots, 3 pots of coffee a day for some of the heavy writing days. Because, like, I didn't have a lot of time to write the soundtrack, so... You know, some days I was delivering, like, 10+ minutes of music. Like, a day, which is insane. Not that it was necessarily, like, finalized, but usually each region I would spend maybe a week on. Did you go to school for music? No. I tried to go to school for music, but I dropped out. I also dropped out of high school, so all I've got is a government-mandated 8th grade education. Didn't do me much book learning. Never got learned to read good. Don't want that. I would love a better axe, though.
Keep your guard up. Type to negotiate.
Shit. I slid right into that camp. I'm an idiot. Sorry. I'm leaving. Sorry. My bad, guys. I'm leaving. Didn't mean to do that. Poor Kai. Alright, well, good luck, Kai. Hope you make it out of there, bud. He'll be fine.
We've got other battles to fight.
That's right, Kai. You got him. Even though you're, like, nearly dead. Oh my god, why do I hear boss music? Just go, Kai. Fuck it, run away. Legendary? Legendary? Some good armor. Alright. Ooh, man, look at me. Look at that ball plate. Ball plate. I don't know what that's called. How do we get out of here? I want to get to the place I'm supposed to go. Didn't Ben Jordan also drop out of high school? I don't know. I think Ben did. I will ask him. I'm pretty sure Ben dropped out. Yeah, Ben dropped out of high school. I'm pretty sure. Like 90% sure he also dropped out. Stay in school, though. Don't drop out unless you have a very good reason to and a very strong argument as to why. Don't drop out because I did. That would be stupid because you're doing something that someone on the internet told you to do. Don't do that. Generally, bad idea.
Zorops. They may be small, but they'll overwhelm you.
Oh man, I don't know that I've seen this before. That's pretty. This is also a big influence on the way the music is in the game. If we look into this Zorop camp, you'll see they have drums that are made of like animal skin and like bones and whatever, so that was like a lot of the influence for what types of sounds you hear in the combat music here.
Weapons not doing it. Find you better armor. Watch your back.
The water here looks great. Where's he at? Okay. Come on. Alright, we good? No? Still combat music. Where are they? Oh, Kai's hurt. Get up. You're a good friend. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. What is that thing? Oh, it's the magic one. These ones suck. Ah! Come on. Ah, shit. Wasted that spell. Alright, we good? Good lord. Alright, do they have the drums here? All of that and they don't even have the drums. Whoops. Yeah, all that and they don't even have the drums I was trying to show you guys. Anyways, if you play the game, if you go to the different Zorop camps, you'll see the drums I'm talking about. Which is also, like, in later regions of the game, there's an area where you go to, like, the Pargrunen, the different kith, or, like, races in the game. The Pargrunen are, like, the dwarves. So they have this thing in their culture called the Pargrunen chant. So in that region, a lot of the music has a lot of choirs and, like, vocal shouts and things like that to be reflective of the Pargrunen chant and, like, the lore of Eora and, like, the pillars stuff. Is there the drums here? I don't know. Whatever.
Another godless ruin. Your countrymen turned that one into a shrine to Odin.
Alright, let's go do this thing. I don't want to do boss music again. I'm tired of fighting. How much UVI? I used the Orchestra Suite drone. Oh yeah, I gotta freeze the water, sorry. Augmented Orchestra, and then their piano library. Aurora. And then, why don't I get my Grimoire and my sword, I guess. Alright, so I need to... Yeah, I did that in the wrong spot. Okay. Is this where I'm supposed to be? Oh yeah, here's one of the drums. So like that's why I did the combat music the way I did, because I was like, what does this thing sound like? You know? Alright, where's the Watcher? Gonna need to upgrade our shit for sure, because I'm getting my ass handed to me. Man, that's gorgeous. Look at that. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, dude, look at how the flowers, like, twist and stuff. That's so cool. Yeah, that's gorgeous. I don't remember this looking like this, but I think they did a lot of, like, touch-ups before I got to play the release build.
No, that wasn't me.
Can we kill the chickens? Come here. Come here! Nope. And apparently they're made of rocks from the sound of that. Okay, nope. You get to live for now, chicken. Let's see if we had missed any other questions. How is the game in the sense of an RPG? I think it's good. It's fun. It's not too, like, modern RPG where it, like, waters too much of it down. It's very, very lore heavy, as most Obsidian games are. So I think it's definitely a game that's better served if you really have the time to, like, dedicate to it.
Chief Egg.
What?
God, I am fucking terrifying looking.
Let's have a look at you then. To open the... I stand... Very good. I dip my toe. The
door. A garden gate?
Impossible. Someone is here with us? How? Who are you? What are you? Show me what you are.
Is the frame rate good? Smooth on my end. It's probably a little choppy because of streaming.
How can they see?
I think I don't know if I have it capped.
What?
Sorry, gotta do this whole conversation. Blah, 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 blah. We learned some stuff about things. I won't spoil it for you. You can play the game and learn. Audra's really important. Thanks for the advice. No further questions. Have a great day. Do I have the frame rate capped? I have it capped at 60, and I would say I'm getting a pretty consistent 60. Whoops. And I'm running on an ultra-wide at, like, max settings on a 3080, I want to say. I think I have a 3080. I haven't really looked up here before. This is cool. It's pretty. That lighting is great. Oh, more loot. I like how we're just stealing people's shit. That glass, though. That's crazy, man. Is that reflecting... I mean, I guess it has ray tracing, so that's doing something. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, the reflection's looking a little different. That's crazy, dude. How the fuck do games do that? It'd be cool if I was smart, you know? Like, that would be neat if I wasn't, like, an idiot. Like, I have a vague understanding of how this stuff works, but, like, even compared to, like, when I started playing video games, you know, when I was, like, 9 years old, graphics now are so stupid good. Like, look at that water, man. And, like, it knows the reflections it's tracing and shit. That's probably the RTX stuff on the 30 cards. Like, that's ridiculous to me. But, like, you know, I played enough around in, like, Blender and stuff to be like, oh, I vaguely understand what's happening here. Oh, can we jump? Whoa! Oh, shit, don't hit the ground. I'm lucky that was deep. That didn't look very deep. That would have been a really dumb way to end the stream. Like, oh. Did you program the music into the game? I did not. I just made the music and kind of said what I wanted it to do, and then the team did all the really hard work, so I don't get to claim any credit there. And they did a phenomenal fucking job putting the music into the game. Berto and Dylan and Zach and Schwa and all the other audio team and the audio contractors and everyone at Obsidian, just, like, crazy how well the game score came together.
After your voyage, it must
But,
be nice.
you know, I don't get to claim any credit for that. They did all the hard work. I need iron chunks, okay. I can upgrade my wand. Another physically modeled instrument there. That. Need more pelts.
Dry land. Personally, I've always found the rocking.
Oh yeah, I have the special edition, don't I? Yeah. Fish Daddy's gonna wear that.
Of a ship to be soothing. As long as I've got my feet facing out.
Look at that. Those delts. Those triceps, though, bro. Like, what are you tri-pressing? You're probably tri-pressing, like... I'm gonna say 180. Probably. Delts, though. Like, your fucking lifts must be insane, dude. Yes, the music you're hearing is mine.
The wood echoes.
Oh.
Strangled suffering.
A dream.
We knew this creature. The Adra hums beneath the moon. The bear, the rot in the heart.
Yeah, are you Myron, bro?
Beauty sing to you. Wilt, then grow again. What gleams cannot be a monster? We wish you had not killed it. Violets and the stars. We wish for both.
Thanks. Yeah, I mixed and mastered all of it right here. And I think that's the best part, is if I can do this job, you totally can too. Like, that's fucking dope. And that was like... That part was, like, so inspiring to me that, like, I made this soundtrack from this, which is, like, a spare bedroom. You know? And, like, being just a huge gamer dork and loving games like this. like, I thought this was going to be crazy. Like, I was never going to be able to do something like this, you know? But, like, it's just, you know, if you're good at music and stuff, and you just make good shit, like, you could totally do a gig like this. I absolutely believe that. Like, if I got to do this game, anyone else out there could totally do a major game. And that's so fucking cool, man. Alright, oh, do we get the big orchestra here? Nope. The middle level mix. Good call. Good call. That would have been annoying to hear that again. Shout out to, Birdo. Any other game soundtracks in the pipeline? Yeah, Ground Branch is the other one I'm scoring right now. That I can talk about. A couple other ones, but, like, you know, can't talk about them quite yet. Oh, man, we get to find Marius now. Alright, we'll probably play for a little bit more. Just to hear some of the other cutscenes and stuff. And then, maybe we'll do some questions, and that'll be about it. Maybe I could show those pigments patches Jason and I have been working on, too. Trying to keep an eye on the chat here as well. Let me move the chablet, like, here so I can actually read. You can do stuff like this in a shed with a laptop and headphones if you have talent. There is that, yeah. But, I mean, just so cool, man, right? Like, I thought that this was gonna take, like, I had to, like, write sheet music and have, like, this huge orchestra, and it was gonna be really expensive, and I would, like, it's just, this is not something I ever pictured myself being able to do, because I don't have, like, a huge studio and, like, millions of dollars of equipment and shit, but, you know, didn't even matter. Like, that's awesome. Can making a game like this cover you financially for a year? Yeah, I mean, on, like, a AAA title like this, yeah. I mean, this is basically the only work I did last year. And, like, that was fine, you know, made a pretty comfortable living. Like, I'm not, you know, I'm not, like, rolling in cash or anything, but, like, you know, got paid very, very fairly for the work. Where the fuck am I going? What's down there? That's a question for another day. I think we have to go down here. Good drum flams.
You saved my life.
In here, right? Yeah. What up, Marius?
So, ha! The mighty Marius, deep in his cups, ready to take on the deadliest prey, providing they're asleep at the time.
Oh yeah, sorry. I get a lot of emails, as I'm sure you can guess. I think I have about 300 fan mail emails left to answer. I will get to it eventually.
You're too worried about being polite to
How long was the work? About 8 months in total, and easily,
best track ride.
You know, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week plus. Like, it was a lot of work.
I heard you're from Solace Keep. How great a survivor could you be? Hiding behind stone walls all your life.
Yeah, wrote everything in Reaper.
But here...
Dukte Drago Sakasat Jitule. You wanna talk so much?
I'm with you. Ready to crack some heads.
Let's do it.
You stay out of it, Envoy. This isn't your problem.
The name's Hot Pepsi.
I haven't stopped an Imperial official since I left Adir. I guess it's about time I do another one. Come on, Maili. Let's show these people why you don't pick fights in the Ballarok.
Me and Fish Daddy are gonna smack you around. He tri-presses like 180, bro. Do you even lift? What the fuck? Where did Marius just go? Oh, hey, dude. Oh. Bonk. All right. Yeah, dude, love the low end on the combat sounds now. That's thick. All right. What up, Marius? What's going on, buddy?
Well, that was something.
Yeah.
Haven't been to bar fight in a while. Never really saw the point.
The point is
Marius,
kicking ass and
this is the
eating
infamous
bubblegum.
Adiran envoy.
Or eating ass, chewing bubblegum.
Marius.
Well, any friend of Kai's is definitely a person.
One of the people of all time. What do you mean? Do I look like I'm a friend of Kai? You look me in the face and say that to my mouth.
You know your poisons. It was a test. That guy's such a nim dude, he thought he was doomed. And he
Why
actually
use
moved
Reaper
that
and not
big
Bitwig?
bartender
Bitwig would
someone's drink.
not be useful for scoring a game.
Taverns and Adir
Like
must
the
be-
stemming and stuff and whatever for game and middleware implementation, like it would have been a massive pain in the ass. Which is why when I used Bitwig, I was like 50-50 between Bitwig and Reaper. Reaper's just a lot more useful for film and game scoring stuff.
If I'm not mistaken,
Excuse me.
I need to see. Then
All
they
right,
would-
let's go find someone. Marius, let's go. Investigate the scene of the crime. Now we go to the top of the church. Are you crying? You crying, or you just like kind of hungover? You look awful sad. Did you shit your pants? Did you shit your pants and it ran down into your boots? Yeah, you look like you shit your pants and it ran into your boots, and you've been like walking in them. Yeah. Yeah, not a good time. Sorry about that.
This may not be the prettiest part of town, but...
Well, no
it's got the
fucking
grinning
kidding, Kai. That lady shit her boots. This place is a dump. Alright, let's do this thing again. No, not really using Mixcraft much. Pretty exclusively in Reaper, just because of the type of work I do these days. You could probably do some similar stuff in Mixcraft, but Reaper kinda remains, like, the king for game audio for the most part. Oh, new bow. Is it better than my existing bow? No, it's the exact same thing. Did you find yourself writing at the DAW and bringing the written part in? I would write a lot on, like, piano and then bring it into the DAW after I'd kind of, like, written out some chord ideas and things like that. But, you know, most of it was done pretty much in front of the DAW at all times. Just so I could have, like, retrospective MIDI record and things like that within Reaper going. In case I came up with a cool line and was like, fuck, how did I play that? Alright, we're... Whoa.
Smells familiar, but I can't place it. Whatever it is, it's not used for game hunting or keeping beasts out of your garden.
Yeah, I'm the composer on the project. There's some additional music
That's where I'd
from another composer,
Seems
but I
like a
think
good
it's
place
only
to
in like
start.
2 or 3 spots in the game. A couple like small dungeons and things like that.
Go back to the market
And then like
and up the
one of the
stairs to the
towns has some music
You'll
from
see a
another
large
composer, I
building with a
think.
big window on
But that was like way before I was brought on.
The apothecary's in the back alley.
So my job
Luck,
was like, you know,
we could track
write
down who
the
made
rest of the
poison.
soundtrack basically,
Find
which
your
ended up
killers.
being like all of it effectively, you know. Alright, Hot Pepsi's on a mission. Hot Pepsi has learned that something happened here. Hot Pepsi refers to himself in the third person, and Hot Pepsi needs to go this way. Let's see if we can speed run these bits.
Northwest of the river.
Yeah, so close.
Recorded the MIDI with Reaper. Yep. What was your writing process for the game? Very long story short, like, I would open the game and play a mission or a region, like in Paradise for this music. I would open up Paradise, play in Paradise, and record it with OBS, and then bring that recording into Reaper, the video recording, and just write music against, like, what it looked like and what I thought it would sound like, and, like, the vibe I had in that place, you know?
That's just neglectful. Who lets a
And then I
apartment
would
building get
write
that
out like a
bad?
rough cut, do the orchestration, and then print it out, send the sketch to the studio, and if they liked it, then I would finish that track and then do the mixing and mastering. But I did it kind of by region, so I would write like all of the music for one area, and then do all the mixing and then all the mastering in just kind of big chunks.
All you have is
I didn't do the implementation, no, but it was done with Wise, but that was handled by the audio team at Obsidian.
It doesn't matter.
You've got to help.
He's gonna hurt me again.
Everyone take a deep breath.
Not if
No
Hot
one is
Pepsi
hurting
has
anyone
anything to
else
say
today.
about it.
Right?
You seem to like beating up on little guys. Want to take a run at me?
Listen to me, dead man. What happens here does not concern you. Walk away.
What? No, that would be I think Hot Pepsi would say, "Step away from that man."
Or what? You'll die on me?
Have to admit, that's a good one.
This is getting tiresome. I wasn't really gonna hurt the apothecary, but I'm really, really gonna hurt you.
Why don't you pick on someone your own size? Like my friend Kai.
Why did you have to bring size into this?
He's only saying that because these fools wouldn't stand a chance against you.
Clap back.
Listen, I get it. Times are tough, and you thought this man was easy pickings. Now, you know better. So, walk away with
Reaper just has good implementation stuff and like stemming features and exporting features that just make writing for games and interactive systems a lot easier. Just like the way it can export stuff quickly and label things and do all sorts of smart stuff. On the script end, I mostly use SWS extensions and then the repack for installing stuff. But SWS is like way up there on the Reaper extension end. And it's free. Alright, we gotta do another fight here. I was like, pick on someone your own size, like my friend Kai. Like, that's like being my, you know, like, my wife's boyfriend is gonna kick your ass. Oh, shit. I forgot. Well.
Just when I thought this was
Oh my. Fuck. Okay, hold on. Okay, that's like very, very ineffective. Didn't I upgrade my wand? How's that? Oh boy. Okay, settle down. Shit. Okay. Hold on. Everybody chill out. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna eat some porridge. I'm gonna change my weapons here. We're all gonna calm down. Come on. There we go. Bonk. Ah! Fuck. Okay. Oh, this sucks. Okay, how about I'm just gonna hang back here.
Don't think so. Stay.
There we go. You stay right there, and you think about what you've done. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. God damn, chill out, dude. Let me kill you. Okay, come on, Kai. Do not embarrass me on a stream, Kai. What if I get out my hammer? Nope. Okay. Shit. Chill out. God, I'm like... I just want to kill you. Please. Okay, how about a sword? I like that you can swap weapons, though. And kind of, like, switch up the combat. This is not going good for me. Or Kai, apparently. Come on, dude. What are you doing, Marius? Ah! Come on, Kai. Get him. Oh my god, this is bad. That's the wrong potion, Cameron. Other one. Oh my god. Get him! Finally.
It's over.
Holy shit. That fight is brutal now. I haven't played that one in a long time. Right. Oh my god.
And you killed him.
Nope. Come on. This is kicking my ass.
Look left.
How many of you damn people are there? Ooh, you have the rifle. Give me a critical. Alright. Okay, this is taking forever. Can I just, like, do this conversation and skip the fight? Nope. Okay, great. Can I just be, like, a little chicken shit and hide? Okay. There we go. That works.
Thank you for dealing with those miscreants.
I don't know if you can turn
There's a plague on these streets.
damage numbers off. Maybe?
A gang of bullies shaking down honest folk? Seems more like the cause to me.
It's no more dangerous here than anywhere else. It's just that
it was to some degree the fact that it was part of an established franchise, but I was given a pretty carte blanche license to write like new music for the game because it wasn't really as much of a concern
I thought the perk of
to like just redo the Pillars of Eternity soundtrack. It was more just like respect the idea of the sound of Pillars of Eternity, but because this game is like new and from a whole different perspective and like, you know, first person and in a new place that we've never seen in like the Pillars franchise and like the world of Aora before, let alone from like first person perspective and all the new stories and stuff. It was very much about finding a unique sound for the Living Lands while just like trying to keep it somewhat familiar to like the Pillars-y stuff.
What was that? Hold it, you.
Here we go. Here we
Damn it. Fine. Yeah, definitely need to upgrade armor. is not going well. Ugh.
Everybody all right?
Thanks, Marius. All right.
Back for more, envoy?
More of what? Ass kicking? Every day, darling. That's what hot Pepsi does. Chew ass and kick bubblegum. Every day. It's part of a well-balanced breakfast. Hot Pepsi style. Ooh, there's something over there. What's this? Some rotten food. What was the most difficult part? I mean, honestly, I think the region of Shatterscarp, one of the later game regions, was like the hardest one to write music for. Finding like the overall mood and sound was just a really big task as well, but yeah, and I think the most enjoyable part was just like, after putting things together, getting the reactions from like the team at Obsidian. Up there like, wow, like this, you know, pulls the music, like the region together so nice now that it has music, that's so cool. And then of course getting to, you know, like the first time I booted the game and heard my music and it was just like, that's the coolest thing ever. Alright, I think we have enough iron chunks. Can we, let's see, Kai, can you, how do I tell Kai to do that? Can you burn that down?
Aim.
Alright. Did you use any splice samples? No. I don't even have a splice subscription. The ambient track before the combat. Thanks! Yeah, we should go hear the... maybe the lighthouse one more time. Jesus Christ. I don't want to do this. I just want to leave. I want to go home. Oh my god, can I get out of here? Can I please leave? Fine. You made me do this, Phantom. You could have been having, like, good ghosty times. You made me kill you. Holy fuck. Okay, never mind. Goodbye. That's enough of you guys. What's that? An egg. Alright. Ugh. Oh yeah, I take fall damage. Ugh. Let's go listen to some of the quiet music again. I've had about enough of this. Actually, I think if we go up here, we can get into another cutscene. Let's try. And then maybe we'll about call it. That's been a couple hours of streaming. Can I get in here? Oh my god, do I have to wait out the enemies? No, don't kill them. Everyone just chill the hell out. Don't fight. We're all friends here. There we go. Good God. Did you do any integration? No, just the writing of the music, and then just gave like a little bit of feedback and direction to the audio folks of like how I wanted it to be put together.
It just gets fancier from here.
Okay. Oh no, we don't get to that part yet. Yeah, I don't want to play all that yet. I'll let you guys play all that part. Let's go back to the docks and maybe the lighthouse one more time for people who missed that, just to show kind of the adaptive music system, and then I guess we'll take some time for questions if that's cool with y'all. For all the plugins you've been creating over the years, what did you use? Decent Sampler. It's a free sampler plugin, and all of the libraries I've made are coded in XML. So very, very straightforward, very easy to create. I actually did a course, if you're one of my patrons, there's a link.
So
oh.
they finally said what?
Yeah, I know, whatever. I don't have any quarrel with you. Shut the hell up. Orange dickhead. Yeah, so Decent Sampler, if you're one of my patrons, I actually created a whole course. Big boss music here. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. I don't want to do that right now. We're gonna go over here and look at the pretty stuff again. Ah, God. Yeah, I want to go over here and listen to the docks again.
Well,
For the love of God.
If it isn't the new arrival.
Dude, you need a bath, lady. Your eyes are kind of fucking shifty looking there.
I'm your death, swift and subtle, like a blade.
Well, I am Hot Pepsi, darling.
Hello.
Hi, Pod.
Well, I can see which of you two. Unfortunate.
Me and Pod, we aren't so fond of it. For all we know, you're one of those sick
Crack my
Not
knuckles.
much of a talker, are
Hey.
Nope.
I don't want any trouble.
Well, trouble. Ha. Let's
I
make
want
it
you to
quick.
take a bath.
Good.
All right. Now you gotta die. Ow! You dick! There's a mystery here. Maybe one that you will solve when you buy Avowed. On Steam and or Game Pass. Perhaps there's more than meets the eye. Yeah, I want to listen to this music again. Where did I have to go? I think I had to go over here. Can I make that jump? I could probably make that. Ah, fuck. Okay, well, I'm an idiot. So there's that. God, I love this song. Probably in my top 3 for the soundtrack. How did I get there? Bonk. And then... Alright. Pure skill. 360. Okay. God damn it, Cameron. God damn it, Cameron. This is embarrassing. Sorry, I fell in your shop. I didn't mean to.
Protect that pretty face.
Duduk with a bunch of tape delay on it there. Lovely sound. How do I get back up there? It's over here somewhere. What? Oh, I dodged. Okay, this is like purely embarrassing now. Come on. Dorian is not a key. Dorian is a mode. But yes, very close. Sort of Lydian, Dorian, and some Mixolydian, but a lot of chromatic mediants and borrowed tones and stuff. It's kind of how you get that fantasy feel. Just a lot of borrowed chords and things like that. Parallel keys and parallel modes. Ah, what a beautiful song. Look at that. Soundtrack available to buy. If you buy the premium edition on Steam or for Xbox, you get the soundtrack and art book, the digital thing. It's like its own app that has all the concept art and things like that. It's pretty cool. And then I believe eventually there will be other releases of it. But it's available for streaming right now, I know that. Do you have a mentorship or classes? Next month, I'm planning to release a course about how I made the soundtrack for this game. But I do have one course on my Gumroad right now called How I Make Game Music, and it's just like an introductory course to kind of the basics of making game music. So I'm releasing a course on the soundtrack for Avowed next month, hopefully, and then I do want to release sort of a basic course on like Fmod and like sort of a basic guide on like how to design music systems for games. Specific key of the track that you use in the soundtrack or any recommendation in general? Not really. I would really start looking with things like parallel modes, parallel keys, and stuff like chromatic medians. Those are the most direct keys into like fantasy music. And then just learning about orchestration. You know, how do you combine different instruments to create different emotions and things like that. There's a fantastic YouTube channel called Tabletop Composer. I would highly recommend checking his channel out. Justin Bell's Rick Pillars games appreciate what you did with Avowed. Requires an adaptive soundtrack that keeps you engaged. Yeah, dude, that was such a terrifying thing Sung pointed out there. Just like, Justin Bell's score for Pillars is so fucking ridiculously good, but like, I don't know, this game just required a totally different approach just to keep it like interesting. Because like, even in this region, in Dawnshore where we are now, between the docks and Paradise and the Overgrowth and everything else, you could play here for like 30 hours if you wanted to. Probably longer if you wanted to find all the like little secrets and stuff. So it has to be a score that like is interesting for potentially 100+ hours, you know, or like just 40 hours, just, you know, only 40 hours if you like play the game quickly. Yeah, top plugins. Yeah, maybe we should get ready for some questions. How about that? I'll show everyone the lighthouse here one more time for those who missed it. So this is a great example of the music system in the game and how it works for the adaptive music. So as we venture out here, we'll start to hear some different music because every region gets its own theme and like motifs and stuff. So as we get out here into like Dawnshore proper, you'll hear the music kind of wisps away and develops into a new track. So this is already a new piece of music. And there's, I think, 8 different layers to this song that dynamically adapt to where you are and like what you're looking at and things like that. So if we go towards the lighthouse, which is one of the first moments in the game, you can climb this big lighthouse, and it was the first thing I did when I came to this region, right there. Because I was like, dude, I gotta get up there. And I didn't know if you could, but you can. Like, the level designers did a great job with that. So, you'll hear as we get closer to the lighthouse, I'll go a little slower here, the intensity of the music kind of starts to increase. And just like, goddamn, dude, these graphics are fucking crazy. Like, that looks beautiful. I don't know if there's a way. Can I hide the HUD? Keyboard. Actions. Menus. Accessibility, UI. There we go. Oh, whoops. UI. HUD. Okay, I don't know. Whatever. Figure that out later. Anyways. So as we start climbing the lighthouse, you'll hear... And now... starts bringing all the big orchestra stuff. Which is very reflective of, like, what I'm looking at, whatever. It was very important to me that music was not just like this the whole time. This would have been super annoying. We'll get another big orchestra section here in a sec. The glass looks cool. Big orchestra. Big chord. Up to a D major, I think. Alright, and now let's jump again. Whee! 360! 920! 1280! And now we get back to... more of a chill version of that same song. But you'll hear the chords continue. So even though it swells down to like a very ambient version of the song, these songs are all linked together and all part of the same thing the whole time, the whole way through. Does the lighthouse have any impact later in the game? Not really. It's just a very cool moment that I wanted to be musically important, because like what I was feeling sounded like that in my brain when I went there, so that was why I wrote that way. Anyways, I guess that's probably, well, maybe we'll go back to the main menu for a sec, so I can have a drink and we can listen to the menu theme. And then, get your questions ready. We're gonna take some questions for a minute. And that'll be time for the stream. Now we get into the big part. Big ascending moment. Chromatic shift. Boom. Good stuff. So that is some playtime in Avowed, and now let's answer some questions and maybe turn a light on so I don't just look like a weird floating head and reflections in the glasses constantly. So Harold, what orchestra libraries did you use? Mostly the East-West Composer Cloud stuff, a lot of Hollywood Strings, Hollywood Fantasy Orchestra, UVI Orchestral Suite, UVI's Augmented Orchestra, and then a lot of the stuff from Complete as well. And then I did some live recording using my cello, my violin, my viola, the bowed banjo back there, and then a Shao flute I have over there. And then after I did the score, I actually bought a Dilruba, which is sitting over there behind that camera, that big sitar looking thing, because I used a lot of Dilruba on the soundtrack, so I bought one. No, I did not do the implementation. That was the audio team, and they helped design all the music system stuff as well, so I just got to basically write the music, and then they did all the actual really hard work. Let's see, what other questions? What did you learn the most from doing this project? I think the thing I took away from it ultimately, and this is something I'm going to talk about in my video about the whole project, was just that whenever you're doing something in creative work, something only exists as a problem whenever you acknowledge it as one. You know, there were a lot of really tough moments on this score and a lot of really tough moments throughout this entire project where, you know, like not being able to record everything with a live orchestra or only being here in like a home studio making the soundtrack or whatever, it really could have been seen as a problem. But it was like, how do I reframe that and use that as like an advantage? You know, if this is my only option, what does that allow me to do that I wouldn't be able to do otherwise? So in that case, it was like really trying to abuse the nature of like sampling and producing in a DAW and recording in a home studio with like weird instruments and whatever, like the bowed banjo. I'll go get it. This is a really cool thing. So this is a banjo, obviously, and it only has one string on it because on the soundtrack I used it with a cello bow. To make, you know, weird stuff like that, and then put some reverb on that. You know, makes lots of weird, cool things like that. So, you know, if I'm recording at home, what can I do at home? It would be weird to hand someone a banjo and a bow and be like, hey, figure that out. You know what I mean? How do you beat writer's block on a big project like this? Mostly by necessity. Deadlines are the ultimate motivator, you know? Where it's like, hey, we're finishing this region this week, so better get the music done for it. And just, you know, whenever I get bored of something, just trying to experiment with something new. Like, there was one point where I got really bored with a lot of the music, and I brought out I think it was my ukulele, one of my ukuleles, and I had a microphone on a mic cable, but I just moved it, and let the microphone swing on the cable off of a mic stand, and it was like spinning in a circle. And I just recorded some stuff on my ukulele with that, and it sounded really neat. I didn't end up using any of it, but it gave me a lot of ideas for like some ideas with like panning and stereo field stuff I could do. So, you know, finding little ideas like that just motivate me to push that idea further, and then trying to implement that as music for that region or that cutscene or whatever. You know, I think the best way to beat writer's block is just like do something fun. And yes, Soundwitch Wise was used on this. Bad Spike, do you start the ideas with a musical riff, or do you have a plan for what you're doing? Ideas come from random ideas, building on them. Yeah, you know, I'll play the game, record some footage, and kind of have a vague idea of what I want that to sound like, and try and translate that to like a melody or a chord progression, even if it's just a fragment of an idea, and then I'll kind of lay that out and arrange it with like pianos and like a string ensemble patch or something, and then I'll go in and expand that and properly orchestrate it into something else. Do you worry about mixing and mastering on your projects? Do you leave it for the studios? I did all the mixing and mastering on this here in a home studio. But, you know, I've obviously been making music for a pretty long time now, so I'm not too worried about that. You know, I know what things should sound like. I have a calibrated room. I have calibration software. I have spectral targets and things like that I use when I'm mixing to just make sure it's a good listening experience and a good translating experience. I actually mix targeting for cell phones most of the time. I actually did a whole video a little while ago called "This $8 Speaker Will Make You a Better Producer" or something like that. It's this thing right here. I bought this at a gas station or something, and it's just a little Bluetooth speaker, but it has a aux input here. So I plug this into my audio interface where my headphones would go, and I listen to the soundtrack of the game through this. And I figure if it sounds good on this piece of shit, it's going to sound good anywhere. So I target for that, and then I use a piece of software called SonarWorks Reference, and they have some different mixing targets on there. There's one for laptops. The MacBook target is a really, really good one, and then there's a cell phone target that I use a lot as well. Do you have a folder for motives for the game? Did you think of anything on the spot, made callbacks to finished tracks? Yeah, character motifs and themes and stuff like that, I did have saved MIDI versions of them just so I could quickly call them into a session and presets for them. Some character themes, without getting into the weeds, there's a couple different types of themes. You have things like melodic themes, harmonic themes, and timbral themes, which all of that stems from what's called metatonal design. And yeah, I would have character themes that were written for certain instruments and things. So I would have that saved as a Reaper preset and as a MIDI file so I could quickly call them up. But some character themes I wrote later on in the process, and then I would work back into different cutscenes and stuff to work in that character's theme. The longest composing session you did along the way, how many hours felt like too many hours? I find, even on a project like this, I find I have a maximum of maybe like 6 creative hours in a day, like 6 really productive creative hours. So I try and utilize that as much as I can, but some days, you know, like I would burn up that full 6 to 8 creative hours, like a full workday, and then put in another 4, 5, 6 hours or more in some cases. Like there were some all-nighters in a few sessions in the game just to make sure I got it the way I wanted it to be. But yeah, I think the longest session might have been for maybe the credits theme song or the last region of the game. I won't get too into that. That one just had some very tricky ideas in it to get it the way I wanted it to sound. But I figure, you know, there's not such a thing as like too many hours. It's just too many hours doing a specific thing. Like if I'm writing for 4 to 6 hours a day, I'm pretty comfortable with that. And I feel like I've got enough creative juice to make that happen. But beyond that, if I'm going to keep working, I need to remain productive. So then I might work on like mixing or stemming things, or, you know, work on like orchestrating things a little differently, or work on some arrangement stuff, but try to not do like the big picture creative things during that time. And sometimes it was just like meetings and, you know, chats with the team or posting update for the team on like what I'm working on and how I'm doing it and stuff like that. And then sometimes it is just playing the game. That's part of productivity, is just understanding the thing I'm working on. But yeah, I would say I try to not work more than like 12 hours in a day, generally speaking. But sometimes you just have to, because that's, the nature of it. Vladimir, what were the most difficult, most enjoyable parts? Kind of touched on that earlier. And thanks, by the way. Just trying to lightning round questions. Not trying to be an asshole. Yeah, so thanks. Most difficult part, most enjoyable part. Most difficult part, I think, was just finding the overall tone and idea of everything. And certain regions, it was just a real challenge to write music for, to find something unique for that region, especially getting towards the later parts of the game, because, like, by those points, I'd already written so much music that it's like, fuck, like, what's a different idea here? Like, how do we come up with something new for this place? Because I've already come up with like every idea I can think of. But yeah, I think the most rewarding bits were easily just seeing the team's reactions to things when it was put in the game, and then like the first time I booted up the game and heard my song on the title screen and like my music in the exploration was so ridiculously cool. And then my dad came to visit last fall and got to play an earlier build of the game with some of my music in it. And that was really neat, just to share that with my dad. Thank you, Para Electrica. Who wrote music sheet? Did you use Dorius Sibelius? No sheet music was done for this. Just did everything with good old-fashioned MIDI. And then, all the live parts, I played all the live parts myself, so I didn't need sheets because I knew what the parts were. I did get some basic arrangements done to record with an orchestra, but unfortunately we just didn't have time to do that. So, just didn't end up happening. But I think if I had to prepare sheets, I might just try and prepare them in Reaper. Reaper has pretty good notation abilities. Not great, but pretty good. And then maybe bring it over to Dorico, just because I know Dorico the best out of notation softwares, just because I had to use that a while ago. Yeah, glad you all enjoyed the stream. Anyway, you can open some of the projects in Reaper and we could look at how it looks. Sure, whatever. Let me grab one here. These are probably going to take a second to load. Let's grab... We'll do... I think we'll do this one. All right, I'll let that load in the background. Did you carve out space for in-game sounds and speech? That's actually done by the team, and that's handled dynamically by the audio stuff in the game. What tools do you use for mastering? Let's see. On this, I mean, we'll open one of the sessions and look at it here, but it was PSP Master Q2, PSP Vintage Warmer, Ursa DSP Boost, Cramit, a free plugin. Cramit's like a free OTT/distortion thing. And then mostly Master Plan from Music Hack was actually really useful. Did you do any crazy sound design? Oh, yeah. Lots of... The session I'm opening here has like some physical modeling stuff and whatever. There's a lot of like multi-band processing on certain sounds. For like the Dream Scourge bass sound is made up of like a double bass and a kilohertz multipass instance, and lots of weird shit like that. A lot of tape delays and tape loopy things and granular stuff and like spectral synths and all sorts of nuts things. Is Reaper your go-to DAW? Yeah, Reaper's always my go-to anymore. All right, just waiting for this to load. All right, I think that's coming through. All right, let's take a quick look at one of these. Not working? All right. So this is the Docks. It's in 5/8 at 65 beats a minute. So this is one of the sessions for the game. And you can see this one is actually all MIDI, looks like. So this is the full version. And then these are all the stems that get exported and put together by the game engine, these groups. This one has 38 tracks. But like something like the title theme has like 90 or more, I think. So that's kind of how the music works. You can see here, there's like, these are the chords for that one: D major, E minor, D major, B flat major, D major, E minor, F major, G major. So very unusual. So in the game engine, I would export all these stems, and you would walk around the game. And, like, when we're just hanging out, all you would hear is, like, this layer. But, you know, it'd be quiet. And then when you get closer to something interesting, and maybe you back away, but maybe we want to give you a little melody now. Maybe bring in some bass. And then you see something cool again. And then you start to get to like the top of the place or whatever. So that's kind of how all that works in the actual game engine. And yeah, so if you want to learn more about like all of this, and especially in this game, like I said, I'm making my course, which should be out next month. And I'll put it out on my newsletter and like my Discord and my YouTube channel. I'll talk about it and whatever. But I'm doing a whole course where I break down literally every single piece of music in the game: the cutscenes, the dynamic music, the combat music, the title theme, the credits song. Like every session I walk you through and talk about what I used and how I put it together, how it works in the game, how do the chords work, like what kind of melody tricks am I using, and things like that. You know, for example, like, I just gotta move my stuff without making a giant mess of this whole room now. So in this, song, for instance, to get into these more unusual chords, let me make sure this is still coming through on the audio end. Cool. So yeah, going from like the D major into the E minor. It's just a half step movement, but a way I would think of chords in this case. So going from that D major to that B flat major is a pretty unusual movement, but if we think about a D major, it's D, F sharp, and A. So that B flat is actually a raised fifth. And that's a really common movement in cinematic music. So I'm thinking of that B flat in this chord and then pivoting to that B flat as the next chord. And because a B flat has a D in it, it's a shared tone. So I can go back to that D major. And same thing, it's a really good exercise. Like if we look at the chord A major, I could go from that to an E major, so... Or an A major to a D flat major. Or an A major to a D flat minor. Or both. Because you don't have to go to whatever's next. You can literally do anything you want in music. That's what's so cool about it. There is no right answer. It's just that you put things together with confidence. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Soothe 2? No, I don't have Soothe 2. The cool synth patches. Let me see if I can open one more. I don't want to get too into the weeds in this here just because we'll be here all fucking night. Let me find one of the more sound designery ones. Probably Fort Northreach, which we played through. That's that fortress at the prologue of the game. We can sign up for that. If you join my Discord with the link in the description, I'll announce the course there when it's out. I have a newsletter on my Gumroad. I'll be releasing the course through Gumroad. If you sign up for my newsletter on Gumroad, you'll get notified. And then, I'll put out a YouTube community post about it and stuff. What engine did they use? Unreal Engine 5 and then Wise for the middleware engine. Do you have a course video on how to make a whole song, like your process? I do have one course out right now called How I Make Music for Games. It's a very, very sort of basic look at like the overall process. And in that one, I break down how I wrote the track and whatever. And if you watch my live stream from like a year ago, writing music for a spooky game, I think is what I called it, you can actually watch the entire process of writing the songs that are in, the game. Or not in the game, but in the, session there, and then the course breaks things down in a little more detail. Just waiting on this to load. There we go. So this is the Fort Northreach thing, which if we listen to the pads here, there's lots of like sound designy, synthy. So this is coming from Dawsome Abyss, the main atmosphere of that song. This is like a crazy spectral synthesizer. Got some ashlight here from Native Instruments. Lots of stuff like that. If we listen to this section... So here, this has like kind of a tape loopy artifact to it. The double bass here is where... Or sorry, this bottom double bass in this section. So this is actually coming from a library called Double Bass Textures from Emergence Audio. It's really, really, really good. Oh, Contact 8 is available. Cool. So originally the sound is like this. And it's got some like reverb and stuff on it. I piped that through a big, big tape delay here. Just to really enhance that kind of warping stereo feel. And then I passed that through Kilohertz Multipass, which is a multiband processor doing some phase distortion, frequency shifting, and stereo processing, so on the low, middle, and high band, respectively. And that turns it into this. And, there's lots of other, like, super crazy shit we could do to make this, like, even more ridiculous. Like even that new filter table thing, we could you know, if I wanted to like do some more sound design to this, you know, not auto pitch, pitch monster. That's what I'm thinking of, and then maybe like a distortion after that or something. That's obviously a little bit sound designery, you know, too sound designery for a game like this. You know, for like a sci-fi game, something like that could be a great identity hit. Thicken that out a bit. You know, lots of fun things you can do. But there's a, you know, a fair amount of stuff like that throughout the score. Just experimenting with like tape delays and weird effects chains and things like that. Yes, that is Reaper. Spectral synth. So audio is made up of a spectrum, different frequencies, low frequencies, middle frequencies, high frequencies, and a spectral synthesizer will use that to create the sounds. It'll take harmonic spectra and generate that to create the sound, because all sound is made of sine waves. Every single sound you've ever heard and ever will hear can be made up of sine waves, because that's how frequencies and stuff work. Frequencies, amplitude, and phase. So a spectral synth will just take different sine wave generators, kind of. It's a lot more advanced than this, but like for the sake of a fucking live stream, it generates a spectrum of sounds and then morphs that spectrum to create something new. Pretty cool stuff. Did you use Fmod? Nope. The team used Wise. Pitch shifter superior to other ones? Yeah, I mean, whatever. You know, I use like the Reaper pitch shifter sometimes. Some of the tracks in this, I just time stretched to fuck and used like the weird broken sounding Reaper pitch stretching modes because it sounded cooler. You know, don't worry about what's the best. Worry about whatever sounds the best for that specific application. There's no one answer to anything. It's just about serving the project. What is mixing? Mixing a song, what is mixing? Mixing is a very literal thing. It's a very good question. Mixing, at its broadest definition, is just mixing a set of elements together. If you think of a band, a live band, a guitar player, a vocalist, a bass player, and a drummer, for instance. Mixing is just mixing those things together. Let's say you had one microphone in the middle of the room. You would tell the vocalist how close to stand to that microphone, because the closer they are, the louder they are. And the farther away they are, the more quiet they are, and you can't hear them quite as well. And mixing is literally just an application of that, of saying how loud should these things be. It's much like when you're in the car listening to music. You're mixing the music against the sound you're hearing with the volume knob, the ambient noise of you driving a car down the highway, and the person in your passenger seat who won't shut the fuck up while you're trying to show them the song. You turn the song up louder because you're mixing that element louder against this element. That's all mixing is. It's just a granular version of that, of every single instrument in a track. The snare drum, the bass drum, the cymbals, the guitar player, the second guitar player, the vocal, the background vocal. It's like mixing dough together. How prominent do you want each element to be? That's all mixing is. Video game music course be applicable for someone interested in learning commercial composing? I mean, I guess to some degree. Video game music is very different than writing music for media. Like when I write music for trailers and stuff, it's a very different beast, just because, you know, kind of like I talked about at the beginning of the stream, video game music is very non-linear in nature. Maybe I should do a video about writing for ads and trailers someday. But there's like Rich's Trailer Music School, I believe is his channel name. Phenomenal channel here on YouTube that talks specifically about writing music for, you know, trailers and ads and such. Any particular VST from Traction? I don't know. I'm not super plugged into the VST scene these days. compose all the music for this game. This game, I had 8 months in total, and I wrote it in about 6, give or take. Venetian Snares. Venetian Snares is fucking crazy. I guess one last thing before I let y'all go. My friend Jason Graves, he's worked on Far Cry and Call of Duty and stuff like that. We've been working on a Pigments Bank together. Just wanted to show you some of these. They're specifically designed for like game music. Turn these up a bit. These are some of his patches. What was this other one I liked? This one's really neat. Some really cool pads he did too. Yeah, these turned out really good. And then where are mine? We're still working on this. I think we want to try and have this out maybe by the end of the month. This one's beautiful. I think this one is neat. Or this one. I don't know. They're all cool, but... Oh yeah, this one's gnarly. This one's pretty fun. That's a good one. Some cool hits. Obsidian, haha, shout out Obsidian Entertainment. And then, what were some other fun ones? Some good sequences too. This one I think is one of my favorites. This one's really pretty sounding. Wildlands, shout out Ghost Recon. Yeah, kind of neat. Anyways, so I'm working on that with Jason Graves. Hope to have that out probably end of the month or thereabouts. And yeah, and we'll have a free version of the bank out too with like 10 or 15 presets or something like that. So anyways, I guess that's all I wanted to stream about. Does anyone have any last like burning questions they want me to try and answer very quickly? But otherwise, I hope you enjoyed it. That was super fun. You know, I'm super, super proud of the soundtrack. The soundtrack, I linked it for Spotify in the description if you want to hear the rest of the soundtrack for the game. It's also out on, you know, Tidal and Qobuz and whatever as well if you listen to music elsewhere. Out. Oh, we're releasing the Pignets Bank. You know, we have to finish all the presets and do all the artwork and stuff. What an analog lab bank someone made if they sent it to you. I mean, maybe if I had time. I would need to reinstall Analog Lab though. Congrats on the game. Thank you. Showing us, can't wait for the course. Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to get that course out too. It's been a lot of editing. Does anyone want to see a Dilruba? Does anyone else know about the Dilruba? It's kind of cool. Let me go grab that while we wait for any last questions. Oh boy, look at this guy. Ain't that neat? So this is the this is a Dilruba, and this is on a lot of the Avowed soundtrack. This is the instrument. Super cool sounding. Very. Oh, I gotta get in the right position to play it, but I'm not sitting on the floor, so it's a little hard. Need some rosin on the bow. Yeah, super fun. Man, this needs rosin badly. That sounds terrible, but you get the idea. It's a really cool instrument. Yeah, love this thing. Very excited I got one. Anyways. Must be storming again. Work on Dune 3 with Hans Zimmer. Yeah, that'd be interesting. So yeah, it doesn't look like we have any more questions, so I guess we will call it. A sample pack of that. I want to try and sample. It's just a very hard instrument to sample because of all the legato and stuff. Like, it's just, I don't know. I don't know that that's something that you can sample very effectively. Omnisphere. No, don't have Omnisphere. And, I don't know. Kind of lukewarm on it. I feel like Omnisphere has been used to death. You know, like if I hear that light bulb piano patch one more time in like a Netflix documentary, I very well may kill somebody. Yeah, cool. All right, well, hey, thanks for joining me, y'all. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Avowed, yeah, Avowed's out for early playtime if you have the premium edition, as well as the soundtrack. You get the skins and the soundtrack and the digital art thing and some other bonus stuff. I should probably know this by now, but I don't. Otherwise, it's out on February 18th on Xbox and Steam and on Game Pass. If you have Game Pass, which I think is also for Windows, maybe. Someone in the chat probably knows better than I do about that. I don't know what Game Pass is really. But it's on Game Pass if you have that, so that's cool. The soundtrack, you can stream the whole soundtrack with the Spotify link down there. If you want to know more about my course and whatever, like join my Discord or something, and I'll put out some more news when I have it. Because I'm a professional. Yeah, Jesus, it's really raining now. Alright, well, cool. Hey, thanks for joining me, everybody. Hope you had a good time on the stream. The stream will stay up if you want to watch it again later. That's it. Thanks. I'll probably be streaming more soonish eventually, but got some other games I'm working on, so I do need to do that. But I'll have a new video out someday. That's it. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Bucky Beaver, you say bye. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. I'll catch you later.